listening to the Musicians Talk Show with Dallas Dwight and Matt Tolley.
Hello and welcome to episode 91 of the Musicians Talk Show podcast. I'm one of your two co-hosts for the day, Dallas Dwight.
And I'm two of your co-hosts. No, wait, I'm one of your co-hosts. I'm the other one.
Now we have to do it all again.
No, we don't.
I know. You didn't say your name, though.
Oh, yeah. I meant for it to be that way. No.
Yeah, I love this so much. I love that I was like, you didn't say your name, and you were like, yeah. And then just didn't.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm stubborn that way.
Matt Tolley.
I'm Matt Tolley from the Musicians Talk Show.
Just being a
Let's get started for real.
Being a stick
just
in the
being
mud.
Stubborn today. Anyways,
yes. How's it going?
No, pretty good, man. Pretty good. Good weekend, man. Friday night was an absolute blast. Do you want to just get right into it?
I kind of got a cough. Yeah, you had a let's start with weekend review. That's a good thing.
Yeah, let's get right into it. What episode are we on? Did you say that?
91, yeah.
90 fucking 1.
Yep.
9 episodes away from episode 100.
I totaled my car this week.
That was a big... Yeah, we want to get out of the way first, actually, because I'm very glad you're okay.
I didn't do much. Yeah, I thought by the picture, you would think that the driver was not okay, right?
Yeah, I mean, the picture has this driver's side windshield with a big dent in it, like your head went through the windshield.
Looked like my head, it did not. My head did not touch the windshield. That's very good.
I thought there would have been more blood, but I was like, well...
The EMT guy was like, you wearing your seatbelt? I was like, yeah. He was like, what's that? And he pointed to the thing. And I was like, oh yeah, that does look like the driver's head. I have no idea, dude. I think it might have been my hand.
Your hand hit the windshield that hard, dude?
I don't know, but see, I have glass
pieces in your hand.
I found one actually the other day. I pulled a piece of glass out of my hand. But yeah, I had they gave me a tetanus shot and stuff.
Yeah.
But
damn, dude. I wonder if it was something in your car that flew forward and hit the windshield. I don't think your hand would have done it.
I think if whatever hit it you would know, right?
Yeah.
My hand would be broken.
Yeah, if something would be destroyed. Because
my hand is totally fine. It's got a few scratches on the left side.
That's a scary picture. And all you do is send me the picture. I was like, oh my God, he can't even text.
Yeah, and then my left finger right here was really bruised and swollen. And it's still sort of a touch. But
damn.
So I went to the ER and got my hands x-rayed because my dad told me that'd probably be the best idea just in case.
Yeah.
I was pretty sure everything was fine, and everything was fine. They did give me a tetanus shot. The ER is a shit show.
Oh, dude.
Hate that. Never want to be there.
Yeah, totally.
But anyway, yeah. So the car is totaled, and I have to figure all that out now. But
time for a new car.
Thankfully, as soon as the collision happened, I realized I'm totally okay.
Yeah, that's very good.
So that's good. Airbag went off my face.
Ooh, fun stuff.
So.
That's actually, I had an airbag go off one time and it actually hurt my finger worse than anything. Like, cause my finger was over the...
Can hurt a little bit,
they snagged my finger, pulled it back.
I didn't notice any of that. It happened so fast. You're just sitting there in the aftermath like, okay, I guess the airbag went off.
Right.
It smelled like a smell I've only smelled one other time, and that's shooting shotguns, where you smell like shotgun, like gunpowder. That's what it smelled like.
Huh. I wonder if I don't know how they're set up, but anyways, I'm glad you're okay, dude. That picture was super scary when you sent it to me. I'm glad you're okay.
Yeah,
I don't know if you did that on purpose. Like, watch this, I'm going to scare Matt. Can I Photoshop some blood in there?
Pretty good Photoshop. Yeah. So totally. as soon as I crashed, I realized I'm okay. I look down, I see blood on my left hand, which is from the glass, and that's all I realized right now. I got out. I'm like kind of walking around, and then I realized later that my left index finger was bruised, and then I felt a little bit of weirdness in my knee and ankle, but nothing fun. Nothing crazy.
I'm glad you're all right, dude. That shit's scary. The road is a dangerous place. Yeah, anyways, let's go into some lighter news.
Yeah, I think that was pretty much it for me. Well, we did a lot of stuff this weekend for the band, but that's we'll talk about that.
Yeah, let's talk about it later because we want to get into that full discussion.
Yeah, so you actually wanted to bring in a friend. You wanted to phone a friend.
Yeah, I'm going to do the phone a friend. Who's it? Regis? Is that who used to do the Regis? I'm going to use my lifeline.
Really? I don't know.
Regis was for a while he was on.
Wait, that's Jeopardy.
Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Oh,
that's
that was him, wasn't it?
Yeah, Regis
right.
was. Yeah, so.
Just realizing
Regis, I'd like to phone a friend. Well, let's give Andrew a call and see what he has to say about it. He'll give some insight on his experience in the show. We'll talk about it together.
Let's do it. Let's bring him on.
All right.
Hello?
Yo, what's up, dude?
Hey, man. How are you?
Doing good, bro. Just started the podcast. We're getting ready to talk about the show. I figured we'd give you a call and get your take on it at the same time.
Cool. I got Aubrey here with me. Can you hear us?
I can't hear Aubrey. Aubrey, say something.
What up, Matt?
All right. What up, Aubrey?
What's up, Andrew and Aubrey? It's Dallas.
Hey, Dallas.
How's it going, guys?
Good, man. Hope you are.
Nice. Yeah, we already hit record, so I'll let kind of Matt spearhead the conversation.
Yeah, I just wanted. So we do a weekend review at the beginning of every show. So we wanted to bring on you guys. I would have liked to have had you in the studio had we been a little bit more proactive about setting that up. Which my fault probably, but this works just as good. Just to call you guys and get this, get it out all together. We haven't really talked about it much ourselves, anyways, other than just what we've heard about feedback, which has been awesome so far.
Yeah, it was a great night. We had a great time.
What was your favorite moment of it, man? Because we'll just start it out. So we played 26 songs.
Yeah, roughly.
Yeah, roughly 26 songs at Amos's, and kind of all in the 90s genre, I would say, if you wanted to put it in a genre like pop punk and some alternative hits and stuff like that. What was your favorite part of the show, Andrew?
I would say at the very beginning of the show.
Walking out.
Yep. Well, walking out and launching into Beverly Hills by Weezer.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good opener. Nice.
And it was a very powerful, I don't know, it was kind of a cool
intro,
dramatic intro and opener.
Theatrical.
It's theatrical, and it set I think it set the tone as, wow, they're going to burn that card right off.
Yeah.
Right
I liked it too. I don't know who initiated that idea. Somebody said, for Kevin to go out there on the drums and start the song. And I was like, oh, that's perfect. And then I realized I had a wireless and I could actually play the intro while we're walking down. So, while we're walking down the stairs at Amos's, which is on the stage, people who are listening and don't know what Amos's looks like, it's the stairs from the green room are literally the backdrop of the stage. And I guess if you have a backdrop to hang, it would cover a lot of that. But for the most part, you're exposed. So we just walked down the stairs, strutting down the stairs with Beverly Hills, starting. It's like, dun, 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 and the crowd goes nuts. And it was awesome.
Yeah, we layered.
It
was packed. And we layered in sort of one person at a time, starting with the drummer and Matt playing that sort of
intro
beginning riff while walking down the stairs. So it was a great start. And the crowd just jumped right into it on the chorus.
Yep.
And that was it.
Yep, that's perfect. That's the nice thing about playing those songs that everybody is going to immediately get excited about. So it's a good time.
Well, Matt, what was your favorite? What did you think was kind of the highlight of the show?
Dude, I'm really glad. Something I was nervous about, the most nervous about, was definitely seeing the lead on Semi-Charmed Life. So I'm really glad that I finally got that shit down. Because, in practices, it was kind of just almost there for a while. And I was just like, man, I just need to commit to that last little section and figure these lyrics out. And I'm glad I pulled it together. And
I think you actually knew every lyric to that song one time that we played it out of 100, and it was the night we played it on stage.
Right.
I'm just in time.
Me and Dallas talk about this all the time. The the
adrenaline effect.
No, the you set the deadline and that's when you're gonna get it done. It's like whatever the last minute is that's when you'll be done and you'll have it.
So if you said I'll learn all the lyrics tomorrow, you'll have it done.
You'll have it all done tomorrow.
I'll have all the lyrics done by November, then they'll be done by then.
Exactly. It's just all about your whatever you set yourself. I forget what that's called now. I can't even think of it.
That's
Parkinson's law. Yeah. So funny. But anyways, so I'm glad I pulled that out, and it seemed to be well received. The crowd helped me out even in the choruses. It was awesome.
So out of 26 songs, I'm always curious about this. Is there one or two that you guys are like, we should have cut this one, or something?
Right.
Something
That's
like
actually
that?
interesting. You brought that up. Yeah, Andrew. What?
Yeah, go ahead. About what?
It's like, is there a song that you're just like, really, I'm not feeling this one, or this one doesn't go with the rest of them now? It's like we kind of feel like, because we are going to cut some. I think I'm going to do another show with B Sharp at the Visualite is what we're trying to set up, right?
Yeah. So that is a current topic of conversation. So you're exactly right, and I think it's good immediately after a show to
evaluate.
Take stock and kind of
to evaluate.
Get the lessons learned. And so, there were a couple that we thought went really well, and but they were maybe a little slow
lower
and
energy.
Lower energy maybe than the rest. And so they weren't low; they were lower than the just high octane rest of it. So we'll drop those for the next show and add a few.
Yeah. That's good. It's a good way to do it, to evaluate after the show, kind of to be paying attention to what's happening. And we had videographers there, so that's cool that there's going to be video of it all and kind of can gauge the crowd reaction on stuff, Yeah.
What did y'all? Watch the game film.
Exactly. Game tape.
what song did y'all think the crowd was the most into?
All right. So coming out with Beverly Hills is huge. It's like just coming out is definitely like a high energy moment. So it's hard to it's hard to gauge that versus like maybe the last song. How about obviously All the Small Things when we had the girls on stage and I don't know the girl's name, but she crowd surfed off the stage. Wasn't that All the Small Things? Am I correct?
Yeah, Cassidy.
Yeah, Cassidy. Yeah, she was really cool. I think she was yelling Metallica Matt from the front row too. During Semi Sharp Life, it was so funny. I was really hard to keep it together because she's yelling Metallica Matt.
Oh, dude, that's
I love it.
Were you gonna laugh?
Yeah, I really wanted to laugh because I'm like, that is what I'm going to be known as.
There's nothing worse than laughing when you have to sing.
Yeah, because you really get taken out of it. Yeah.
And then you can't get back into it in a cool way.
Right. Especially that song with all those lyrics. Yeah, so it was luckily it was a good moment, but to I don't know, I looked away for just a second and gathered myself. Got it back.
I think people sang a lot of the song, which
we knew that was going to help a lot, but I didn't realize how much it was going to help. It really did. Everybody kind of backed it up. It was good. So
Aubrey, what do you think of Sugar? We're going down.
I thought that was really neat.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Yeah, that's a badass song to do.
Yeah, that's an interesting choice.
Yeah. I liked the moments of the almost the quiet moments, everything pauses for a second then drops into the rip. Those are the moments that I like about that song. It's kind of powerful in that way, the dynamic.
Yeah, you're right. And God, people just can't help but sing the chorus.
Oh yeah, exactly. We're going down. Everybody's got to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
Good time, man. I'm so stoked that it went well. I didn't fall down the stairs or anything.
That would have been,
you know what I mean?
Hysterical.
That's one of those things that I was really worried about. We came up with at the last moment. I'm like, okay, so now I'm going to play guitar while walking down this steep staircase. Yeah. Dallas, you know how the staircase is.
It's kind of not exactly level.
It's a little sketchy. I can't believe it doesn't have a railing. I don't think, does it? Does it have a railing? Maybe it does. Maybe it does.
I think it does.
Yeah, I feel like it could not have a railing. Okay. But it seemed sketchy at the time. I remember walking down the stairs with sunglasses on in the dark. It worked though. It worked.
While playing
Beverly Hills, yeah.
Alone with the drummer.
Yeah. And I remember the first time I had to come down and turn the amp on because I was like, oh yeah, well it's still on standby, so I gotta fix that really quick. So I ran down there. Some people kind of saw me and went nuts. Me and Chris walked out there, and the camera guy was already there waiting. He's like, oh, they're coming now, and he's getting all ready. I'm like, no, hey, just wait a minute. I mean,
and then you turn the amp and then run back.
Yeah. Do you know?
Scurry.
Does everybody know the movie Big Daddy with Adam Sandler?
I don't think I saw that.
In the very beginning of the movie, his roommate they're having a surprise party for his roommate, and he comes home and everybody's there waiting. They give him a big surprise. Oh, surprise! Oh no, it's just the roommate. It's just his roommate. Yeah. And then the guy comes home. Nobody even realizes he opens the door and everybody's just chatting and talking. And and then the girlfriend comes out and she goes, "We wasted the good surprise on you." So I thought it was gonna be a moment like that, the guy was gonna film me coming out just to turn my amp on, and then miss everybody else coming out.
Yeah. Then everybody comes down. It's
but he killed it. He killed it though, actually, and I just made sure he didn't think that was it. They're coming.
That's funny.
Those moments are fun. Those theatrical moments to make sure the timing and everything is good.
Yeah, all about the show.
Yeah, we debated some. It was a very from the start, just very high energy engage. We had sort of in our hip pocket, "Good Riddance" by Green Day.
Yes.
So we do it acoustic, just a couple of us, and we had in our hip pocket, but boy, I tell you, we did All the Small Things, and someone stage dives and is crowd surfing. And
yeah, you're not going to follow that. That was it.
It's sort of boom. And I tell you, a shout out to Amos's, because when that was our sort of call, we were like, all right, no, we're not doing another. That's it. End on high note. Put the guitars down, and people, screaming one more song. Right. Amos's throws on background music, some lights, very well done.
Yeah, it was covered. It was good, man. Neil did an awesome job.
Yeah. Neil Vaughn, awesome guy.
Yep.
Yeah, he did a great job.
Any other closing thoughts as we wind down talking about a kick-ass show?
Nah, man, just that I'm looking forward to the next one, and we're gonna figure out what the changes are gonna be in the set, and hopefully play Visualite. That'll be a first for me.
So, Aubrey, what'd you say today? It's going to be
Reloaded and Extended.
Hey, nice.
Extended. Stacey's mom's night out. So,
I like
thanks, guys.
Cool, man. All right. Later, bro.
All
There.
So there you go.
Yeah, that's good to have them on, talk about it firsthand, you know?
Yeah, man.
It's not just my account. We rocked. Trust me. Trust me.
Yeah, I like the idea of a cool intro. I missed the show myself. I wish I could have made it.
Yeah, that's all good.
But
You didn't even have a car, bro.
yeah, true.
But it's all good. Don't worry. Well, you should come to the Visual Light one. I'm gonna try and make a
is there a
connect
date
there.
roughly for that?
March-ish, which is kind of when we were trying to get a date there too. So
Yeah, we're not gonna do Visual Light though.
right, we're gonna do some other underground potentially.
Maybe. Yeah,
We'll see
that's kind of frozen up. All
I know.
the contact I had didn't pan out because the email was wrong.
Well, you know how life's full of funnels. We got to put it out there. Just keep putting it out there.
So what we were doing on Thursday, Friday, Saturday is we've been
let's get
toying
into this
around with a software called Zoom, which is basically Skype.
We talked about this, I think, on the last episode, but
Did we really?
I don't think we got into any of the details. I think we just talked about it as a practice tool.
Maybe we had talked about it as like we're going to maybe try this, but now I can definitively
you
weigh
can
in on how it
say
works.
exactly right.
So
let's talk it.
Zoom.us is the website. You can go there, download it for free. It's a video conferencing software. It's meant for people to get together and talk about business or whatever the fuck.
Right.
It's got a lot of functionality. You can do like whiteboard writing. You can write on the screen. You can do screen sharing with audio, all sorts of cool stuff like that. So we decided we'd try, we've been thinking about we need to write more, but it's really hard for all of us to get together. So I thought maybe it'd be easier if we could just step into the computer room and jump on and get it done, you know?
That's super convenient since everybody has the capability to do it.
Yeah. I mean, I was watching a stand-up special last night and the new Seth Meyers one.
Oh, cool.
And as he said, thank you, good night, Rasan texted like, all right, I'm cool now. And I was like, cool. And I paused it and walked in here and started within 30 seconds of that ending.
Perfect.
And I was like, if we were going somewhere to do this, like Rasan lives almost an hour away from me.
Right.
Like I wouldn't like
Exactly.
get in the car, maybe get in another wreck. Like you never know.
Right.
So,
it's very convenient to be able to just work out ideas that quickly and not have to go anywhere.
So the first two nights, Thursday, we're trying to do it Saturday nights that we don't have gigs. It's going to be our day to do it, we think, weekly. So we have like an appointment every week that we have to meet.
Yeah.
So we're always staying creative. But this week to try it out, Daryl and I got together, just us two, Thursday and Friday. So when you have just two people, there's no meeting limit. You can meet as long as you want.
Right.
So that's cool. When we added Rasan, you have a 40-minute time limit. It gives you a 10-minute warning when you're about to run out.
Mm-hmm. So it's not like a abrupt ending.
Yeah, and then it is abrupt after that. I think at the bottom of the screen share or whatever, you can see like it'll say 5 minutes less.
Okay,
than 1
so it
minute,
gives
whatever.
you a little timer.
Yeah, but once it ends, and then you can just start it right back up.
Interesting. So if you pay for the paid version, you won't have that issue, correct?
I guess, yeah, and it probably opens up some other things, but I haven't even looked into it. I don't know how much it costs or.
You're pretty happy with the trial version.
Yeah, the free one's fine. So what I do is I keep Pro Tools up on my end and I share my screen, and it took a little bit of working to figure out the audio thing.
Okay.
But we've got all that worked out. So basically they can see me working in Pro Tools and they can be like, well, let's try this. Let's try
Perfect.
that. We all have guitars in our hands and we're all running our sound through our interface. So when I'm talking into the mic, it's really nice and clear. You can hear me.
Right.
I have my Kemper run direct in there. So when I play guitar, they're hearing the Kemper direct signal. You're not
sound.
hearing
right.
like, coming from the speakers. Into the mic or anything.
Right.
So everybody's hearing like really clear, pristine signals.
That sounds really
and we're
cool.
sharing ideas and playing back and forth and building songs that way. So we built basically 2 full songs. Daryl and I did one by ourselves that he had pretty much written. And then we wrote a new one based off of a riff that I had that is now a full song. So we did that in 2 days.
That's killer. Like that's what you aim to do. Like our drummer David just stayed the night over at my place just so we could get another day of practicing because he lives an hour and a half away. It's 3-hour drive time we saved basically by him just sleeping on my couch for the night. And today we got up this morning and did some more jam and kind of worked more on a song. So if he was talking actually about getting an electric drum kit, we could do similar situation through this software. So
sure, you can run that direct and hear it and everything. I'm sure
exactly. And then that way, and Drew was talking about getting the band a computer, so we could be in business for something like that really shortly. So that's a really cool idea.
And we can take it a step further because Rasan, Daryl, and I all have studio rigs, and we all know how to do production and stuff. So Daryl and I, what we did is we'd kind of write out the song. We'd notate some MIDI bass and MIDI drums just to kind of see where we're at.
Right.
And then we'd be like, all right, are you good? I'm good. And we'd press mute and then we'd go record our parts and then share them back and forth and then build the whole song on my end.
Okay.
So like we had literally the song done with both of us playing on it. And when Rasan's in, we can do the same thing there.
And there won't be any need to re-record this, or these are...
Oh, no, these are just demo tracks.
Right,
Yeah,
but they're not highest quality.
But we could do... No, they're full like studio
full
quality.
quality.
But
Okay,
yeah,
good.
we're just kind of rushing through it to get demos down. But
because you're a live
yeah, we
streaming.
can totally do actual sessions this way. It would just take a little more, time.
Yeah, of course.
But
That's awesome.
It's super efficient to just send files back and forth. I was able to send him the stems. So like as he watched me export them and then upload them into the chat, you can upload them right there.
Right. So you can see
And he
it.
downloaded them, put them in his system, and then played along to his parts while I played along to mine. You have to mute yourselves, otherwise you're going to be hearing him do it while I'm doing it, and it just throws you off. Obviously.
Right, exactly. Latency
So
is and
you just
whatnot.
mute, and then do your thing, and then we unmuted, and we were like, "You good? I'm
Is
good.
there,
Send
is
it
there
over."
a click you guys go by, or have you
Yeah, I
set
mean, we
a
have the
tempo?
tempo, yeah.
Everybody sets their own tempo,
Yeah.
and obviously it's got to be the same.
Right.
Cool. That's awesome. Well,
Yeah,
that's a
so we
unique
are-
little trick, man.
We're
Like just
in the
to-
future,
Yeah, it's crazy, right? Crazy.
but it's cool. We can do this. It's going to be very powerful for us, I think.
It sounds like a powerful tool. I mean, you guys can get any time. You can do experimental times. You know what I mean? Like, can you guys do 2:00 in the morning on Tuesday or something? I don't know. You just be crazy about it.
Yep.
It opens up a lot. That's cool.
Exactly. Yeah, a lot of freedom, and we're going to set a schedule. Like every week, we're going to get at least one session in.
Yeah. I remember like being amazed at like when iPhones came out with their group chat like style, like where
Yeah.
you could do a group chat. And I'm like, this is it. Like, why haven't they had this already? Like there was chat rooms when I was a kid in the 90s. Why did it take so long to get group messaging figured out? Like it seems like such a straightforward, it's a chat room, right? It's a chat room, a private chat room that you and your friends can joke and hang out, so it works perfectly for bands.
Right.
And I remember thinking like, man, this is how you get shit done. Like how you...
Yeah, we use Facebook for that.
Exactly.
instead of a
The Facebook
group chat,
Messenger
but
is
yeah,
perfect for
it's
it.
the same kind of concept. I guess.
I think the problem with the Apple Messenger is that like the notification issue, I think becomes a problem. But they figured stuff out like that now too. You can snooze
conversations, yeah.
snooze a conversation. You couldn't do that forever though. I remember being trapped in
that's
these
new.
group messages, and I was like, my phone just be blowing up, and I'm like, I didn't choose to do this, and I can't get out of it. That was a crazy time actually, because they're like, you can tell they're just trying to figure it
keep my
out.
phone on Do Not Disturb.
Right? Yeah, but
It's
you
never
can tell
not
that
on
they
Do
were
Not
just trying to
Disturb.
figure it out. You know what I mean?
And my Do Not Disturb settings are very strict. It only will allow calls from my favorites.
Right,
So, like,
right.
If you call me, it goes straight to voicemail.
And that's all now set up and easy to get to, so it's
Yep.
cool. But it wasn't always like that.
Yeah, I leave it on because I get such anxiety when my phone like rings or vibrates.
Dude, group messaging is the shit though, and that's awesome. That Zoom software is the extension of that. It's the new version of that. It's coming.
Yeah.
It's coming. Future's now.
The future's now.
So you want to talk about that article I sent you today? It's kind of interesting.
Sure.
I think we could probably pontificate on some of this a little bit. It's fun. It's fun food for thought. So I found this little article. I don't even know who wrote it. I guess I should probably shout that out. But I'll find it. But the article is basically about musicians who wrote songs that they regret or won't play anymore. And I know of one that's not even on that list. And I know there's an example, and it's an example that I use often, mainly because I'm a huge fan of The Cult. But they're not on the list, and I know for a fact Ian doesn't play Firewoman anymore.
I love that song.
I love it too, and they won't play it anymore. But lots of people, I was at the show one time where a guy just nonstop yelled, "Firewoman, Firewoman," and then the guy he's just looking at me like, I'm not going to do it.
You think?
Huh?
Is that their biggest song?
I don't believe it is. It's a great song.
What's their biggest? Love Removal Machine?
Yeah, I think so. That was actually voted on some big compilation thing of the 100 best rock songs in the history of rock or whatever.
Okay.
And it was like number 40 something. Love Removal Machine, that
seems
is.
high.
But anyways, does it seem high? I don't think so. I think it was right around there. It's a top 100 or something like that. I mean, and it's like somebody's opinion on it. It's not like
Right.
statistical.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I don't think it's statistical. It could have been based on something, but anyways, so the number one that jumped out at me on this one was the Hayley Williams Paramore.
Yeah, I've heard all about that one.
because this is
And
their
then
biggest hit.
I knew the Cherry Pie one.
The Cherry Pie one's another one. He didn't want to be
That's very
the Cherry
famous.
Pie guy.
But the Hayley Williams, she didn't say she wouldn't play it, right?
Yeah, they won't play. He says, all right, if you're a fan of Paramore, there's a good chance you know all the lyrics to the 2007 song Misery Business, the hit single from their second studio album, Riot. However, don't expect to hear Hayley Williams sing it anymore. In 2018, she announced the band would no longer be performing the song after some fans labeled it anti-feminist due to lyrics like, it's once a whore, you're nothing more. I'm sorry, that will never change. That little line, which is crazy because it's a throwaway line. It's not like it's not
It
the
goes by so
chorus.
fast. Once a whore, you're nothing more than that.
Right, and it's so like most people wouldn't even recognize what she's saying there, but you know what I mean. And she says, Williams says she said that she wrote the track when she was 17 and she no longer relates to the lyrics as a 26-year-old woman.
I get that, and that's adorable. But like you kind of owe it to your fans, right? That's your number one biggest song.
Yeah, I mean,
if Journey comes out and doesn't play "Don't Stop Believing,"
and I'll play devil's advocate a little bit. I guess you're already playing devil's advocate. I'm going along with this article saying that. Well, I don't think the article is taken aside, but the thing that I think about it in defense of the artist is that you made the record so that people can listen to it forever. Like they have it. That song is yours now. There's live versions of it.
Except for this next one we're going to talk about.
Yeah, exactly. So exactly. So here's that, and there's a difference. But in this case, she's just not going to play it anymore, which I can get behind. I can be like, yeah, she doesn't feel that way anymore. She doesn't want to do it. You're lucky this song still exists, which is for the next one.
Yeah, let's go through all of them and talk about it because all the reasonings are
they're
different.
all really good and they're different.
I don't know. I think that sounds to me like a
cop
she's
out.
trying to be like super woke. And it's
Like she's just
dude,
trying to sound above it.
Just play your music, dude. Who cares?
Or maybe she's afraid of being labeled.
And it said some fans say, it's like, dude, you're gonna let some fans decide what you play? Like,
some fans say all kinds of things. Some fans are
some
are
fans
KKK
say I fucking
members.
hate Haley Williams.
Right, right, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like,
and I think like you can't necessarily choose like who your fans are, but you can just be like okay with everybody's interpretation of your art that you're throwing out into the world. Sure. You know what I mean? You have to just be okay with it.
And I mean, at the end of the day, if you don't want to play the song, don't play the song. But
yeah. And don't write anything you could possibly regret later. Like try and keep I mean, obviously music is intense and emotional, but you should keep it at least, like something that you can stand behind. You could see yourself stand behind. I always felt like I should be able to explain my lyrics to somebody. I'm never going to be that guy that somebody goes, hey, what's that song about? So like, you have to take it for yourself, man. I'll tell you what it's about, but also
I'll tell you what I meant it to be about.
Exactly. I feel like I'll be real on that level, but I also like the idea of people not knowing what the song's about so they can interpret it themselves. Right. You know what I mean? So I won't go out there.
This whole thing reminds me of something that Ari says in his book, which is any decision you make, before you make it, you need to ask yourself, is this the best decision for my fans?
Yes.
This is not the best decision for the fans.
No, not
this is a personal, like, point. I'm too woke, I'm too feminist.
It does seem a little bit like she's above it all. Like she thinks she's
It seems almost like a publicity stunt. Like, oh, this is how woke we are. We're not going to play our most famous song.
Speaking of publicity stunts, one thing that she just recently did on her Instagram is posted a video of her playing acoustic guitar and singing, but with the audio muted. Mm-hmm. So all her fans are waiting for this music that they think is not coming.
That was just a mistake,
and then
was that just a mistake, or was that?
No, it was actually meant to be muted. Okay. And she said that it was a mistake in hindsight. Like she said that she shouldn't have done that. She said that was kind of mean-spirited.
So it was just a teaser.
It was a teaser, but for what? She has no music coming out.
I think that's pretty funny, honestly.
Yeah, well, she does too. But I think at the time she thought it was funny, and now I think she's like, well, that's kind of just mean. Like my fans out there who love my music and my art, I'm playing with them now, like teasing them.
Well, now I'm on her side. That's hilarious. I think is that the best decision for my fans? I don't know. Some fans are bitches.
It might build hype. It's one of those things.
I mean, now everybody's talking about it.
Right.
Now you're talking about it.
And
would you be talking about her new music?
She actually said that it was to keep her in the like. She just wanted people to not forget her.
Sure.
So that's what it. But yeah. Anyways, so let's talk about the next one. Do What You Want by Lady Gaga, and the whole one about this is that. R. Kelly. All right, so here's what it says. I'll read it. Lady Gaga expressed regret over her 2013 collaboration with R. Kelly from her album Art Pop after she was accused of sexual assault. He was accused of sexual assault by dozens of women in the documentary Surviving R. Kelly. In a lengthy statement shared in January 9th, 2018, Gaga said she would never work with him again and announced a decision to remove Do What You Want from all streaming services.
All right.
So she removed it completely.
It's a sticky situation for sure. And it's obviously her choice, probably the right choice to not work with them again. I think it's the wrong choice to remove the song from streaming services. Right. That's probably a bunch of people's favorite song. And you shouldn't get to make that decision for them once you release it. You know what I mean?
Exactly. But I think they feel responsible for promoting things like that, And
I'm sure he gets money from it.
Yeah,
obviously.
Exactly. So
there's that part of it.
Right. So,
you might, I get that, but I don't know. I'm not a fan of censorship in any way.
Yeah, me neither. I'm really a fan of
because when you're going to start censoring stuff, where does it stop? That's the argument.
Exactly, dude. The censorship argument can be made.
Well, it stops when he molests kids. It's like, yeah, I get it, but
that's just you give them the power to do it when you give them one reason, and then after that they use it for whatever they want. Sure. Look at it similarly to the when we gave them the ability to look at our cameras or like to spy on us basically, like, and then we're like, yeah, but they would never do that. And then look at that happen. Like you see, like it comes out like, oh, people are looking up their ex-girlfriends and stuff like that and spying on, and it's atrocious, to think about that. So you just give them the power and then they're going to take it farther. That's what you got to remember.
The R. Kelly thing is obviously a problem.
Yeah.
I've said what I need to say.
Yeah. It's
the
fine.
next one I don't know, so we can skip it if you know it, or we can talk about it.
I don't know the song Jodeci, but it's a Drake song.
They're from Charlotte.
Yeah, so it's a Drake song apparently, and what did he say on that one? What was the issue with it? Oh, the autistic and retarded statement in it. So he took it down because it said that, which now is
again
the R word. Like whatever, you can't say that.
How many
word
times
anymore.
do you say "fuck" in your album?
Right,
dude?
exactly.
Like, come on,
exactly.
Like, what are you doing?
Or the N word. I think that the N word's overused in music as a word that like half the population can't say, or whatever. It's like it's kind of weird. It's just a weird thing to do.
It's a weird thing, and I like.
And to put
I get
put it
that
in your
might
music
offend
so much
some people, but it's not going to offend everyone, and you can't make decisions like that.
Exactly. So, Drugs by Iggy Azalea. Later expressed regret writing the statement. She was never intention to offend anyone, that she regretted not thinking things through.
She wrote the lyric, "When the relay starts, I'm a runaway slave master." It says, I don't know what that means. There's a slash between slave and master.
I think that'll be the next
meaning
line.
master is a different line. Yeah.
Right.
After fans deemed the lyrics racist. Okay, well, she didn't mean them to be racist, then they're not racist. I'm sorry.
Right. She expresses her intention. That's the thing. It's like she lets people know what her intention was. And if you have a good intention,
is that Chris D'Elia or Bill Burr says we have to start considering intention?
Exactly. So whoever it is, that it's a smart thought, because I think people are getting held to these quotes that are taken out of context. And if she can explain what the thing is, if she says, "Oh yeah, I hate black people," then if she says that, then she's a racist.
Yeah.
Then that's when we get upset.
Yeah,
but she has to explain, and she has to be accountable for her words. And she has to. I just think you have to do, like, if people have a problem with it, the least you can do is explain what it means and what you meant by it.
I think all these people so far are way too concerned with losing their money and fame because of something. So they're tiptoeing so hard.
Oh yeah.
And they're letting all these people control them. Yeah. And I like to see kind of the opposite. I'd like to see people stand up and be like, "No, I wrote the lyric. It's staying."
Right. Up, Some people do.
That's the kind of person that I respect a lot more than these people that kind of kowtow to whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
10 people say it.
Let's read some more of these. I mean? So Candy, Mandy Moore. It's a 1999 hit.
This is a funny one. She just says like, "I was young and the music's stupid."
Yeah, exactly.
She's not saying
so.
There's
definitely some of that too. There's definitely.
She said, "Oh, those were awful, just awful." She's clearly just poking fun at herself.
Yeah. So, anyways, she just doesn't think it was. I think I had
some of those albums, or my sister did.
Right.
Those early Mandy Moore albums.
Yeah, and they're for kids though. That's why she just doesn't relate to it anymore, because she's not a kid anymore.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so "I Kissed a Girl" by Katy Perry. This is an interesting one. She said if she had to write this song again, it probably would make an edit on it lyrically. There's a couple stereotypes in it. She
doesn't say which ones.
Yeah, she does not come out and say actually what was wrong with it. Just other than that.
But again, this was written in 2008. Yeah. So with a decade of PC culture coming down on her, now she thinks, "Oh well, I should probably,
Yeah, probably trying to.
Come on, dude.
Who else we have here? Rick Ross.
I don't know this.
It's not a surprising one. I mean, he's obviously an outspoken guy. What did he say?
Yeah, chain, dude. The chains probably cost more.
UOENO. I don't know what that's supposed to be, but.
Anyway, I'm not in the hip hop community very much.
He says it's a song about putting Molly in women's champagne, which is essentially date rape.
Fans accused him of celebrating rape.
Yeah, it's a date rape. Okay. So, anyways, that was a rough one. I can see that in a lot of things. Picture to Burns, Taylor Swift. You know this one?
That's one of her
probably
famous
taught
ones.
it. You probably had to teach this song.
I haven't had to teach too much Taylor Swift.
Oh, okay. I know some of the students down there play a lot of it.
Okay, she says, "Go tell your friends I'm obsessive and crazy. That's fine. I'll tell mine you're gay." Which is just funny.
Which is funny, but it's also like, what's wrong with being gay? Like, that's the problem with it now. Is it's acceptable to be gay, then you can't make fun of people for being gay.
Right, but if they're straight, you know what I mean?
I guess if it's known that they're straight, and it's like, I guess that's the joke you're making, is like, you're obviously straight, but I'll tell people you're gay, so it's something. Yeah,
and I definitely see where all that's coming from. But
I get it, yeah. But it's at the same time, like, I don't care.
It's a lyric in a song, dude. Like, come on. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
Relax.
But I can see her regretting it, like just making such an but
the reason she regrets it is because now she's the gay icon. She wrote that song. She wrote that song with that song that's so annoying. The newest one. It's literally just a gay anthem she wrote. I
forgot.
And conveniently released right in the middle of the gay pride. Like, come on, dude. You had that song written for months. I know how the music production works.
Yep. They didn't write that for this. Like, nah, they saved it. And
I bet she went back in and tracked like a couple lines.
It's like if you write a song about Halloween, like, when are you going to release it? You're not going to, even if it's...
but you didn't write it on Halloween. You know what I mean? You wrote it
it's not how it works.
Like,
you had to have written it way early, or last year Halloween, Anyways, so Ultraviolence by Lana Del Rey.
That felt very like fake almost.
Yeah. So Ultraviolence by Lana Del Rey, 2014. So this is another new one, and she regrets it. You want to read it?
Not that new, is it?
2014. I mean, that's 5 years. Not that new,
That's
but
5 years.
but it's. I feel like that's too short to regret something. Like you come up with something,
I
and
see what
5
you're
years
saying. I
later
see
you
what you're
regret
saying.
it.
Yeah.
Like I get it if you were in the
She's
50s when you wrote
way
the song.
pretty. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, of course she is.
I never even seen her.
Yeah, man.
She's younger than I thought she was too.
Well, that picture she
I don't know
is.
her music.
I don't know either. I'm not keeping up with it. But what does it say?
He hit me and it felt like a kiss. However,
So-
no, it felt
so
like
that's some
she
kind of-
regrets her decision to include the line and even refuses to sing it.
That's interesting. Well, she like thinks it's about abuse, or I mean,
She sings that song, but not that line.
Yeah, all
That
right.
feels
So,
a little bratty to me, maybe.
yeah. So how about the Lady Gaga tune "Telephone" from 2009? What do you think about it? Anything stand out on that
She
one to
hates
you?
the music video and wishes she had edited her, so she doesn't have a problem.
So it's
with the
all
song.
different reasons. Then we're
Yeah.
dealing with everything, not just PC
Here's
culture.
a pretty famous one. I
Yeah,
think.
this is a good one, and this one's just other than I think he hates being the.
He says something that really makes sense. So say what the song is in the band.
Okay, so Wonderwall by Oasis, and Liam Gallagher was a singer for that, and his,
His brother the
was
one that died?
His brother was a guitar player. He's not, I don't think
Which
he's
one
dead.
of them died? One of them died.
I don't know. Anyways, I don't think one of them died.
Pretty sure one of them died.
What does it say? Though Oasis' 1995 mega hit Wonderwall is arguably one of the best songs ever, there's one person who hates it, the band's lead singer, Liam Gallagher. In 2008, he told MTV, I can't fucking stand that fucking song. Every time I have to sing it, I want to gag. Jeez.
So what's the part that really sticks out to you?
I think it's a bratty thing.
Well, what sticks out to me is he says every time I have to play it, which means he still plays it because he knows it's good for the fans.
Yeah, exactly. But he does. Oasis is broken up, so he doesn't play it.
I guess. Yeah, I don't know.
But I think he was talking back then. I don't know when that quote was from.
No, they're both alive.
Oh, in 2008 it says.
They're both alive.
2008 he made that statement. So that was when he was
A decade ago.
playing.
Yeah,
it,
they
probably.
famously hate each other, right?
So what about this one? This is an interesting one. See the
Stairway to Heaven, Led Zeppelin,
Mm-hmm.
1971. I'd break out in hives if I had to sing that song in every show. Yeah, but why? Oh, here we go. I wrote the lyrics and found the song to be of some importance and consequence, but 17 years later, I don't know. It's just not for me. This is clearly, 1988.
yeah, and what's interesting is that's the one they're accused of ripping off. In my mind,
Yeah, that's why it's not for you. It's not
yeah,
yours.
right. It's not your song, dude. That's why you don't relate with
It's
it.
because you're playing a cover.
Damn, it's crazy. Anyways, I thought that was interesting about that one. Like a Virgin, Madonna, 1984. When it comes to Madonna's Like a Virgin, you might want to avoid the topic with the pop star altogether. For some reason, people think that when you go to a restaurant
This is a
or
quote.
go shopping, that you want to hear one of your own songs, the singer reveal. It's usually Like a Virgin, and that's the one I don't want to hear.
Yeah.
Right, that's interesting.
I mean, I get that. That's her big hit, right?
And you know what's interesting? Like,
I don't even think I know that song.
I've thought about this a lot about like some of the bands that I like. I'm like, oh, wow, that's a really deep song, moving song, and personal. Like, but now if that song takes off and becomes famous, like, or is the song you're known for, you're known for something that like is one of your deepest secrets instead of, or not secrets, but like something that you don't tell people. Like, it's cool that you write about that dark side. And
Yeah, I
you're
think
very
if you write
open.
it though, it's out there.
I know,
You can't-
but I don't think
you've told
I don't think a
everyone.
lot of times they realize that that's how people perceive them now. That is
Okay,
their
I see.
persona, you know. And now you go out into public, and that's what people think. They're like, "Oh, Madonna, that Like a Virgin song," you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, like we always say, you can't control what you get famous for.
I disagree with that. I think you can by not putting out something you would not be okay with. You know
Right,
what I mean?
but all these are saying the same thing. They loved it in the moment and now regret it.
Exactly.
That's
exactly.
the concept of
yeah. Well,
regret,
I guess so.
where you are fine with it in the moment.
But maybe you can predict better, like what. what
Maybe
you
I
won't
think
be
if you
fine
get
with.
stuck up in that, then you're going to get stuck not ever releasing anything.
That's true
you know?
too. Yeah, that's true.
I think
you gotta
just
live in the moment.
You got to let it go. And the thing is, you have to understand it's where you are in that time.
Exactly.
And where
It's
you
a
are in
time
10
and
years
place.
is not going to be in the same place.
Yeah, and I
you
think
may
it's-
still respect what you did. You may hate what you did.
And I
but-
think it's unfortunate that people try and hold artists accountable later for something they said. And it's like, well, that was the time that I said it in, and like that's
Right,
the way everybody
absolutely.
talked back then. And
you
now you're
can't
just going
judge
to
someone.
accuse me.
You can't change the rules and then judge them on the new
What about all the
rules.
other people who said that same kind of
Yeah.
thing, and I just happen to record it?
That's what we see a lot now. Like some
I know.
things are clearly
It's
wrong,
interesting.
like
It's
all the Bill
interesting.
Cosby stuff. That was
Sure,
never okay.
sure.
But some things, it's like, well, that was okay then. You can't
Right.
change the rules and then go back and retroactively punish me. Like that's
Exactly.
stupid.
That doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
All right, so the next one's interesting. Creep by Radiohead.
Yeah, I don't like this song at all.
Oh, I like it. I think it's interesting.
I don't really
And
like Radiohead
What's
that
really
much.
interesting about this one is he said the guitar player didn't like it. Here's what it says. Surprisingly enough, the guitar move that was intended to ruin the song actually became defining feature in the single.
I don't remember the guitar part they're talking about.
I'm not even sure either myself. That's the sound of Johnny trying to fuck the song up, revealed guitarist Ed O'Brien in the interview with Rolling Stone. He really didn't like it the first time we played it, so he tried spoiling it, and it made the song.
That's ironic. It really has nothing to do with him hating it, though. But I guess the one guy wasn't a fan.
Whatever he did, though, was some kind of style that worked for that song. You know,
here's the first of 2 Miley Cyruses on this list.
Yes, and this is
Party
a good
in
one.
the USA, which
this one is
not a good song.
Yeah, well, this one is just a child song, I think. You know what I mean? Like it's made for a younger audience, and she's was young at the time. And now she has to live with it, which is interesting.
Yeah, she said she says, I can never say that I don't love it because obviously it was a huge hit for her.
Right.
And
it did a lot for her. Right.
But that's not who I am. That's not where I
like how she makes the reference to her dad, too. Mm-hmm. The Achy Breaky Heart. He wrote, the country song Achy Breaky Heart, Billy Ray Cyrus did. And, he's famous for that. That's what he has to live with. And now that's worn off, actually. Like,
well, now
Billy
he's the Old Town Road guy.
Exactly. And that's the crazy thing about being famous is people are just going to attach whatever you do to you, and that is you. And that's defining.
Achy Breaky Heart was old enough that I think most people who know him don't know him for that as much anymore.
What? Here's an interesting thought. That attaching things to you, what if that is the result of not being enough in the public eye? Like, you know how like Joe Rogan does so many podcasts, and anybody who like watches his podcast knows his life.
They still attach shit to him, though.
Yeah, they do, but
they attach what they want to.
Exactly.
Lefty say he's right say he's left. Like he just
exactly. That is true. That's true.
They just attach whatever they want.
He's not impenetrable, but I think he does a better job at that rumor thing going out the window because he addresses stuff. He talks about it on the podcast all the time.
I think that's a big part of it. If you shut up, like you're in trouble. I think.
Yeah, people are gonna just assume things.
Yeah.
So
and Rogan's the first to be like, it's fucking stupid.
Yeah,
don't listen to that.
Exactly, and he'll address it though. That's it. He's got an outlet to do it.
Yeah, that's true.
This one is really good for me, I think, because I always thought that this was just a party song. But "Fight for Your Right" by the Beastie Boys.
Yeah,
it's not. They're making fun of apparently like the Party Boys. They're not like saying that they are just party boys like nonstop.
That is hilarious.
Isn't that crazy? And
it says it was meant to be a parody, but somehow became an anthem for partiers. So exactly what they were making fun of, it became the anthem for.
Yeah, it actually just worked. They took it literally, and the people who they were making fun of loved it, which is a crazy ironic thing.
He says there were tons of guys singing along to "Fight for Your Right" who were oblivious to the fact that it was a total goof on them.
Right.
That's really funny.
That's so funny.
Yeah, I never knew that either.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I know the song, but
I just thought it was a party anthem. Like, it sounds exactly like that. They made it sound like that. So, anyways, this one's interesting. "Gold Digger" by Kanye West, which
2003.
So he's definitely said some.
Says he was never a huge fan of this track. He ultimately used the funds generated from the single to innovate. Typo, a unique live experience for fans. According to the rappers. Well, what does that mean? That means nothing, and they didn't give us any more information. So
so I bet that's pretty convoluted in why he did that, But I bet it's sexist is what I guess. It's called "Gold Digger," so I'm guessing it's a sexist song. Or people feel like calling a girl a gold digger is a sexist thing. Well, I don't think
some of them are gold diggers.
Yeah, I think there are girls whose actions make them a gold digger, not because they're a girl.
Bitches, some people.
It's not
dicks,
because they're a girl, right? And
it's not. Yeah, it's because you're a gold digger,
right? It's like because of your actions.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Anyway,
next is "Royals" by Lorde. She's New Zealand. I didn't know that. Or from New Zealand. Despite being one of her most well-known tracks, she has spoken out the takeaways she has in hindsight.
This is just, I think, artistic.
Yeah, these melodies are just not as good as something I could have written out. Well, this is just how anybody feels.
Exactly. So she's.
I definitely wouldn't have written this lyric this way if I'd written it now. It definitely feels like a bit of a relic now. Okay, so, well, don't end every sentence you say in now. That's just a pro tip for speaking. But obviously, you can't write better lyrics because you just spoke so poorly. But anyway.
Anyway, I doubt you can write better lyrics now.
Well, now if I were to do it, I would say now 3 times.
I add a lot more nows in my
It would be called Royals now.
Yeah, and now my dialect includes a lot more nows, so I feel like it would have more nows.
This is an interesting one that's kind of a flip. So "Don't You Forget About Me" by the Simple Minds.
Yes, which
they said they didn't like it. Well, they were all apparently famous for writing their own lyrics, which they weren't famous. So
right.
Who cares? And then they got this song. It was written for them. It was almost given to someone else. I can't remember who. I want to say like Bon Jovi or something like that.
I don't remember. Yeah.
It almost went to someone else, but they passed and it went to Simple Minds instead. Anyway, it made their career.
Yeah. So "Don't You Forget About Me" by Simple Minds.
And they were a little bitchy that someone had written a song for them that got so much more famous than their own stuff.
Right. Exactly.
But now, but then he said now here's his quote. "When I listen to it now, it's obviously a brilliant, well-crafted pop song. I'm embarrassed we dissed it so much."
There you go. So now he sees like what he didn't see before, which is interesting, man, because I think it's all about the artist's journey as far as like how happy you are with your work. Because in the beginning, like we both know what it was like to like record our first demo or something like that, and it felt so good, even though it wasn't anything that I would really want to show the whole world. Like I definitely wouldn't want to, but I was also proud of myself at the same time. Like, okay, well, I did it. I did my first demo, or I wrote my first song, whatever it is. You know what I mean?
And that's a huge thing.
And that's good at the time. So if I could see that if you get into this, like, and we talked about this before, this like kind of instead of burying or holding on to things for a long time, just releasing it, and just constantly coming out with stuff, you'll find that you might regret some of the things you put out because it's different. It's not it depends on how you do it, I guess. There's two different ways of thinking of it. You can hang on to music and you can polish it or whatever and do it for a long time and then release it, or you can just release it and let the world accept it the way it is. You know what I mean? And there's nothing wrong with either one.
It's a balance. You have to make it as good as you can and then know when it's good enough and release it.
Yeah.
If you keep polishing it, what happens is it just never gets released.
Exactly.
And then you become this person that never releases shit.
You
become Chinese democracy.
Exactly.
So it's like people you can't do that too long. Like what's so messed up about Chinese democracy is what we hear on the final album was basically done by like 97.
Exactly. That's what we've heard.
I don't know what changed between 97 and 2008 in 10 or 11 years, but the songs were basically
track
done.
sequencing.
Like,
they're just
crazy,
like they're not for 9 years working on track sequencing.
One thing I do know is they kept when they changed members, he would make the new member, like if you were the guitar player and I fired you, whoever replaced you would record all of your parts over again.
Oh my God, dude.
So, and I don't know if they made subtle changes or anything.
Yeah,
anyway, Creep by TLC.
I don't know really that one. But I guess
TLC's cool. I don't know the song.
It's about a woman cheating on her significant other to gain attention. So she feels like she did bad, like in the eyes of women, like she didn't portray women well.
So she was, that says the girl who burned down her boyfriend's house or whatever.
Right.
And then she's now dead.
And then
she's dead.
I'm not sure if she is, but
look her up.
She was so against the idea of the track that she had threatened to wear black tape over her mouth when the music video was filmed. So
that's
she's
so funny.
Abstaining to her own song.
She's a piece of work for sure.
That's crazy.
Lopez. Let's see when and how she died.
Oh yeah, there could be a story there.
Died in 2002.
Okay.
And I know the famous thing is she burned her boyfriend. She's gorgeous. Damn.
Yeah. Wow.
I know she burned her boyfriend, her husband's house down. That's a very famous thing.
That sounds like she could have a movie. Is there a movie on TLC?
Maybe.
I think there is actually with Destiny or with Beyonce playing.
Oh no, it was a car accident.
Oh no.
The vehicle rolled and she hitting two trees, throwing her out of the car, out of the windows.
Was she drinking?
Ooh. She died instantly of a fracture of the base. So yeah.
Was she drinking?
She was the only one that died. I don't know.
Oh, well.
Doesn't seem like she was drinking.
That's
it
tragic.
says she was on some weird diet that might have contributed to it.
Well, we really fell into a lull here with that one. Let's not follow those rabbit holes anymore.
Yeah, that's very sad.
Okay.
What's the thing about her burning her house down, or burning the house down?
I don't know.
That's a famous thing. I hope it's her, and I'm not just saying that.
Yeah, no, just trash in her name. So the next one, dude, is a big one. Smells Like Teen Spirit. I know you hate Nirvana, but this is interesting what he says. Despite Smell Like Teen Spirit being one of Nirvana's most notable tracks, it wasn't a favorite of frontman Kurt Cobain. He says, everyone has focused on that song so much. The reason it gets a big reaction is people have seen it on MTV a million times. It's been pounded into their brains. He said that on the Rolling Stone. But I can barely, especially on a bad night like tonight, get through Teen Spirit. I literally want to throw my guitar down and walk away. I can't pretend to have a good time playing it. That seems so bratty to me, man.
It seems very baby. Yeah.
It seems like,
and obviously he had some issues because we know how that ended.
And he was involved in a system that we are not even, it's not even around. We don't even understand. You know what I mean? What they try to make him do and tell him how to do stuff and use his song
industry,
where he,
you mean?
Yeah. I mean, he was eaten up and, spit out, like, I think.
Yeah. And that sucks. Again, is this the best decision for my fans?
Right.
The problem with the whole grunge thing was fuck fans.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
I mean,
so really this flies in the face of all that.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, so he just has an extreme hipster complex like all grunge guys do or did.
Yeah.
So his thing is like, this was a dope song, but now it's famous. So it sucks.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like, dude, shut the fuck up.
You're Beautiful by James Blunt. You know this one?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
I don't know
this was my sister's ringtone.
Oh, no shit. I don't know this one. So
you're beautiful. It's true.
I don't know.
Saw your face. You don't know that song?
Maybe it's the impersonation's not good enough.
Oh no, that was fucking spot on, dude. I skipped the lyric, but that was exactly.
All right, so read this one. You read this one.
I sound more like James Blunt than James Blunt.
Oh shit, maybe you should have called you. How did you record it, man?
Sure, for sure.
That was his biggest mistake. The song was a hit though.
Would have been bigger if it was me. Just saying. There was one song that was force-fed down people's throats, You're Beautiful, and it became annoying. And then people started to associate the artist with the same word. Well, yeah, it's your song. So...
Yeah, and it sucks when one song out of all your music makes it, and then like you're like, oh, well, everybody's missing all the message of the other songs.
Yeah, and I get as the artist, you're definitely going to be upset about that, but like also that's kind of what happens. Like we don't all get to be Michael Jackson with 15 number one hits or whatever, you know?
Right, exactly.
Most of us, if anything, are going to be a one-hit wonder.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Anyways,
if you even get lucky enough to do that,
right,
you know?
right. Shiny Happy People by REM.
Not an REM fan, or not that I don't like them. I just don't really know them that well.
Me neither. I'm not very.
Are they the ones that did End of the World, or is that the other one? I always get them and REO Speedwagon mixed up.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
REO and REM.
I wouldn't even be able to tell you, to be honest.
Yeah.
So,
End of the world as we know it. Yeah. That's REM.
Despite the track being, wait, what's the song? Oh yeah, so Shiny Happy People. Despite the track being known worldwide, frontman Michael
I
Stipe
do know the name of that track.
Shared his thoughts on the single. I wouldn't say I'm embarrassed by the song, but it is what it is. Has limited appeal for me.
They just talk
so
like
crazy,
idiots.
right? They don't understand. So I never badmouth. I try never to say anything bad about the songs that I don't particularly like, because there might be someone out there who hears that and whom the song means everything. To whom that song represents something in their life which is essential, and I don't want to take that from them.
That is the most wise thing on this entire article.
Yeah, but that's what I said.
Summed it up.
That's what I said too in the very beginning, and I said like the only thing is I like to leave people with their own interpretation. But I will, if somebody asks me, I will tell them. But I like people to hear it without knowing.
He's not saying what it's about. He's saying how he feels about it.
That's
He's not
true.
telling people what the song's about. He's saying if he thinks the song is bad, that he doesn't like if you didn't like Death Proof, and that was your least favorite song, and you hated that you wrote it.
I wouldn't let people know that.
But you wouldn't tell people that. That's what he's saying.
I guess
he summed it up perfectly.
So that's different, right? So that's different, really, I guess, instead of concept.
Because someone out there that might be their favorite song,
right?
And now when the artist says, "I fucking hate that song," now you've taken that away from them, and they can't enjoy it the same way they could.
Exactly. I just like to let people interpret it themselves, anyway. So.
Here's Cherry Pie.
This one I fucking get because I don't like this song.
I've always liked the song. I think it's a great song.
Okay, so let me hear you read it then, because
Janie said, "I hate that song. I had no intention of writing that song. That's all true according to my stuff that I know. Obviously, it's coming from his mouth. And my legacy is Cherry Pie. Everything about me is Cherry Pie. I'm the Cherry Pie guy." So supposedly the album Cherry Pie was basically done, but they didn't have a radio single for it.
Right.
This is a story I heard. Who knows if it's true? And kind of like, in the last minute, they came out with Cherry Pie, and the label was like, "Great, the album's called Cherry Pie. You were going to do the video. It's going to be the whole thing. This is the single. This is what we're going to push really hard." So
yeah,
that's what he kind of meant by I had no intention of writing that song.
Yeah.
It kind of was like a last minute thing that ended up being pushed really hard. And I think it is a great song. It seems to be like the strip club song. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, it's that.
Any movie or show with a strip club in it, that song's playing in the
mainly
back.
because of the music video. The music video is associated with a stripper on the
But so many are.
Yeah, exactly.
But that one and one of the Poison songs.
White Snake.
What is it? Anyway, any of those bands.
Dude, yeah, they all have like stripper anthems. Stripper anthems.
Dumb.
All right, so
Wrecking Ball, Miley Cyrus. When she did this, I knew she would regret it.
Oh, I knew that too. I think everybody knew.
As soon as she said it, I was like, why is she doing that? That's stupid.
Naked on a wrecking ball.
And she says, no matter how much anyway, I'll always be the naked wrecking ball girl. I should have thought how long that was going to follow me around. Well, girl, I could have told you that.
I think anybody with the right mind could have told her that.
As soon as she did that, I was like, well, that's what she is now. That's really dumb.
Yeah.
And that was when she was going through her everyone look at me phase. So
yeah. So that was the end of the article, but that was by popcrush.com. It was actually a really good, I thought it was entertaining, at least.
Pretty good article, yeah.
I never thought about that.
I liked that it wasn't so much editorializing.
I definitely have thought about regretting a song that I wrote, but I've not, look at that, from Bam.com.
They just said they didn't write too much about what they were thinking. They wrote like, this is what they said.
It was very
we're reporting.
Objective. That's the way reporting should be. And I thought that was actually surprising.
Yeah, granted, when you're reporting dumb shit like this, like the topic itself is really dumb.
Yes. But
like, how journalistic do you want to be? But I mean, I like that they actually did good.
Yeah, I thought so. I mean, we talk about all the time about these misleading headlines where they act like
I send you some all the time, dude.
Yeah, it's some big story, and then you find out it's like, oh yeah, Slash had breakfast.
Yeah, no, it's literally, they said, what was the one I sent you recently? Slash speaks out on fired Guns N' Roses bandmate.
Which is about
and
Matt
you read
Sorum.
The article, and Slash had tweeted happy birthday to Matt Sorum.
That's what this all struck. Yeah, ridiculous. You want a story that really I thought was pretty funny and clever
blew my mind.
On Steel Panther topic.
I want to talk about this because I have some stuff to say.
Okay, cool. I think it's, first of all, very clever what they did. You want to talk about what they did?
You sum it up. You say
okay, I'll do it. So yeah. So basically, Motley Crue's coming back for a reunion, which is hilarious because
we
seems
knew
like
they
they
would.
just left, and everybody said that they're
This
going to do
makes
it.
me furious, by the way.
And yeah, so they said no, we're not going to do it. And so far as Mick Mars was on That Metal Show, and he said that listen, I'll tell you what, you can be so sure that there's not going to be a Motley Crue reunion that if there is, I'll give everybody in the whole world free tickets. What a pompous thing to say. So now here comes Steel Panther. Remember, somebody with a wicked memory on them came back and was like, hey, didn't they say if they did a reunion, they'd do it for free? Where's that at?
Well, because this happened like 2 years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it's so recent.
It was so recent. He should have never said anything like that.
They should have just said, don't say anything. Just don't tour.
So the funny thing, what Styx did was he said, just go ahead and put Steel Panther on the list. We'll be there. Make sure we get our free
He
tickets.
said, where do I need to go? Will call or what?
Exactly.
How are you guys set up? This makes me so mad because it seems so clearly just a cry for attention now. You know what I mean?
Motley Crue.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, hey, we're not going to tour anymore. We're going to sign this contract.
And
it's like, dude.
and who do they do it with? And who do they do it with? Fucking Def Leppard
and Poison, right?
I think so. And
no,
I think it's Def Leppard and Poison.
I think you're right.
And didn't they fire their manager over?
Wait a second. Nikki Sixx said they're coming back because they've gotten all these new fans.
Right.
If you've gotten all these new fans, why are you teaming up with the two most has-been metal bands in the entire world?
I think they're trying to recreate that era.
So now you're the three most has-been metal bands in the world.
Well, those bands were a part of that time, and even though they weren't in the movie, which was I think what got them kind of back on the map.
I totally do not think they have a whole bunch of new fans.
I think the Netflix show, the next Netflix movie did them some good. I think it was a lot of their old fans that just wanted to see a Motley Crue movie, because that was me for sure.
Sure.
But I think that being the Netflix culture is the way to release things nowadays. It seems like to get it in front of a lot of people. They probably did pick up a lot of people from
one of the most unique things, actually.
I've personally shown people who don't like Motley Crue. I've shown them that movie, and they are a fan of Motley Crue now.
Okay,
so if that says anything.
Okay, well, one fan, I guess. So
I got one. I
got one for you. Me.
I got one for you, Crew. You lost one. You lost a good soldier.
Yeah. So actually, speaking of innovation with Netflix and stuff, I was watching that Seth Meyers special, and he said, all right, I'm going to talk about politics now. And he said, I know a lot of people don't want to hear this, so if you want, we're going to put a button right here that says skip politics, and it popped up, and you could skip it.
No way.
Because I don't like that stuff myself, but I watched through it just because I thought that was a cool move.
That's a great move.
And at the very end of it, he goes, okay, so that's that.
Yeah.
But I want to leave
Did you
it.
agree with his politics, by the way?
Well, he was just the typical, like, Trump sucks. So it was just like, very boring stuff that everybody said.
And you weren't into it. So it's like,
it's not that I love Trump or hate Trump.
No,
it's just
I'm
like,
the same
I'm
way.
so tired of hearing
I'm
the same
passive
jokes.
on the
you know what I mean?
subject.
Like,
yeah.
And anyway, at the very end, I thought this was funny. He was like, but I want to leave it on a line that'll make the people that skipped it want to go back and listen. So he pauses for a second and goes, here we go. And then he goes, so in conclusion, I think I've been too hard on him. He's a really great president.
And then everybody's going to go back and
they
watch.
just move on and the place just died, dude.
That's
I thought that
funny.
was really funny.
That's
and I thought it was
really
brilliant that he thought of that.
Yeah, because
like,
obviously
hey,
they have the capability.
Right,
They pop stuff on the screen all the time.
You can skip the intro of every
you can skip all
show.
that shit.
Yeah,
That's
genius.
awesome.
You can make it like an interactive thing.
Man,
almost like a CD with next
the future.
track.
That's the future, I think. The interactive streaming. Like you'll be able to.
DVDs did that. You had chapters.
Nah, we're talking about streaming though. We're talking about what that does is also limits time. Like you can't just watch it anytime you want. You can make something a one night only interactive stream type thing. Like if you wanted to, you could do.
Well, that's just a TV show at that point. Like on
well,
cable,
no, but not. It won't be forever.
Yeah.
You could limit it because it's streamed. There's no hard copy of it. That's crazy to me.
Anyway, let's go back to this Motley Crue thing.
Yeah, so they're doing this big
Here's
tour.
the problem that I have.
Okay.
Before they embarked on the farewell tour, they made this whole big dog and pony show about how they're not going to do it ever again.
Yep.
Why did they do that? So you would buy tickets to their farewell show.
Yeah. And here we go
3
again.
years later, they come back.
Hey, Kyle thinks it's bullshit too.
If
he
you
spent a lot
bought
of
a
money
ticket to that show, I would be pissed off.
Yeah, Kyle spent a lot of money on getting nice front row seats, and I don't know if it was
like,
front
hey,
row,
fuck you, dude.
but
You
up
just lied
front,
to me.
and had a great ass time and whatever.
Just lied to me to make money,
and thought he saw Motley Crue for the last time, and now Motley Crue's coming back.
So it cheapens everyone's experience and just shows you for what you really are, which is a money hungry fame whore who's just upset that he's out of the spotlight. You know what I mean?
If anything, them doing this should be a free show. This should be one last hurrah. They can sell fucking merch and stuff like that,
because now they're tied in with Def Leppard and Poison though, and those guys never signed some dumbass contract. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. They can't do it now, but what they should have done is made it for free, and sold merch and stuff, and they still would have made a lot of money. But
dude, I read something that in one show in South America, Iron Maiden sold $700,000 of merch.
That's awesome. When you get to that point, your merch is like your income. Like that is how it works.
Well, I mean, they probably made equally that or definitely more in ticket sales.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. So I
Guns
mean,
N' Roses made 10 million in Mexico City from tickets.
that's so crazy.
10 million and 2 shows they played, they made 10 million each.
I wonder what the production costs. Like,
I make $1,000 in a weekend. They make 20 million.
I know. How much do you think the production costs? If it costs $1 million just to get everything there and build that stage,
I don't know that it would
it's
cost
still
that much,
enough
though,
to.
right?
But I
They
don't
have
think it
3
would.
of them, though.
I'm giving you a high number because I think
Right.
it's still a fucking huge amount
still
of profit.
grossing 19 million.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That's insane.
9 million is what it would be. You know?
Well, for
You
2
said it was
shows,
10
though, they
million.
didn't have to set
2
it up
shows.
again.
Right. Exactly. Right. Yeah, so crazy. Maybe one day, Dallas.
The Motley Crue thing is very upsetting to me, and I'm not. It makes me really upset with them, and I don't like that at all. And I've never been the biggest fan of them. I definitely have some songs that I really like by them. I've never thought they were like the sickest musicians
And I think
the dopest.
Styx-
Like I always thought
yeah.
they were kind of just like a joke.
They're
almost,
a show.
you know?
They're a show. They're like if you buy into the shtick, you know the.
Well, I mean, I got to kind of go with the Steel Panther guys. Like Steel Panther is them.
Yeah.
Like making fun of that.
That's
you know what I mean.
And Styx calling him out that's why it's so funny too because
Yeah.
it's and the way he says it, he goes, if you want, we'll meet up at the strip club or whatever. It was like I know a bunch of good ones or whatever.
And dude, the dead giveaway is how seriously Nikki Sixx tweeted at them when they were poking fun at him.
What did he do?
It's like, well, that whole thing we talked about where
oh yeah,
they were making
like
fun
them.
of
They
Vince
don't
Neil
like-
and he said, "Fuck you, you piece of shit, like you're a joke." And it was just like, dude, you take yourself so seriously.
Yeah, exactly.
You're unbearable. I promise. Like
exactly.
you were probably an unbearable human being. And to take yourself that seriously with that big of an ego and not even be good,
Yeah.
that's what's the worst. Dude.
Yeah.
It's like I always say, like you are allowed to have an ego up to the level of your skill.
Yeah, but that never works out that way.
So Axl Rose, well, it works with Axl Rose. He's got an incredible skill and an ego to match.
yeah, that Axl Rose is a anomaly, I think,
Sure.
in a lot of things. But yeah,
a lot of people, the best you get is when you have like a Greg Howe, who's an insanely good guy and an insanely good musician.
And
so it's
also
like a way low ego and a really high
and it's just
skill
like
level,
that
you know?
person is the best person ever to work with.
That's who you want to work with. But those are
Exactly.
few and far between. Usually
Yeah.
you get someone who's not that great and his ego's twice the size. you know?
Exactly.
And
It's
that's what
not-
we're looking at with Nikki Sixx. I think.
Exactly. It's obviously better to be the
It's
humble.
depressing, dude. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
like, come on, man. Like I don't like when you have this face on all the time, but every now and then I get a glimpse of the real guy underneath, and I don't like what I see, and I can tell you're putting on this whole fucking fake. I don't like that at all,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah, I can say-
every second you show yourself, and I'm like, I see you, man. I see you, and I see what you're doing.
Yeah.
and I don't like this. Like,
That's not a good move, man. It's not a good look to come back and do another farewell. But how many bands have done it too? Like
sure, but
doesn't
they never
everybody
signed a fucking contract and made this big deal out of like, we're never ever going to do it. Watch, everyone says it, but we're going to actually sign the contract. That's what they did.
and now they're coming
Everyone
back.
makes jokes about like, yeah, it's our 10th farewell tour, but like nobody took it to the level they did,
Right.
And still went back on it.
Yeah,
Like,
it's crazy.
but that's as annoying as that is. What's more annoying is how they were reacted to the Steel Panther poking fun at him.
Right.
Like they got mad. Well, the joke that Michael Starr made, he said, "Who would you like to bring back from the dead?" And he said Vince Neil. And the interviewer, I can't even get through this. And the interviewer goes, "I'm pretty sure he's not dead." And then Michael Starr goes, "No, Vince Neil from back in the day. That guy's definitely dead."
Dude.
So Nikki Sixx sees this.
The line in the fucking song where he says like a chubby David Lee Roth. No, more like a skinny version of Vince Neil. Oh my god, that shit's so funny.
What is that from?
That's from I Like Drugs, I think is the name of the song. And
That's
the
hilarious.
cop goes.
The idea of that song.
Cop goes in the song. He goes, "The suspect looks like a chubby David Lee Roth." And he goes, "No, actually, scratch that. More like a skinny version of Vince Neil."
So they've always made fun of it, and I
Always.
love it. And that is funny because that's kind of what Michael Starr looks like.
Right,
But
well.
anyway, so they poke fun at Vince Neil. Nikki Sixx sees this and basically goes, "Fuck you. You guys are posers. You're a joke.
Right,
you suck.
right.
This, that, and the other." And then Steel Panther responds by tweeting them a video of Nikki Sixx making fun of Vince Neil. He literally said like he's a fat piece of shit or something like that. Like, or
Dude,
it was something
I did not
like
see that. That's so funny.
It was all messed
I'm not
up.
on
But
Twitter
anyway.
enough. Was it only on
This was
Twitter?
Instagram, yeah.
Oh, it was Instagram?
Well, we
Okay.
talked about this on the show.
Fuck, I don't remember.
It was a few weeks back, but
Okay, I don't remember.
I'll show you the exact clip on Steel
Show me
Panther.
the clip,
So,
'cause I don't
so
think I ever
after
got
this
it.
back and forth happens, Steel Panther sends him a tweet saying like, or an Instagram or whatever, saying like, "You did it. Like,
Right.
You're a fucking idiot. Like you're a what's the word? Hypocrite.
Hypocrite, exactly.
Like,
yeah.
Come on, dude.
That's
It's like
hilarious.
anyway. Like if you take yourself that seriously, like the best thing Nikki Sixx could have done was be like, "That's fucking funny, dude."
Right,
like,
right, and just roll with
You know,
it.
or
Like,
don't say anything.
Or don't
you
say
know?
anything.
Let Vince Neil. Vince Neil was the one that was like, "That was hilarious. These guys are awesome." Like,
Right,
you know, like, he
right,
doesn't
right.
give a
Exactly.
shit.
He's the one that actually can take a joke. He's the one that wrote "Dude Looks Like a Lady." He could take a joke. Historically, can take a joke.
Or inspired it. You mean?
Inspired it. Created
Yeah.
it. Not wrote it. Sorry. Yeah, I said that wrong. Anyways,
that's what
rant
I've always
over.
heard, too.
Rant over.
Rant over.
All right, cool.
Next week we have Nikki Sixx in studio.
Dude, never now.
Never now.
No.
I don't know. I'd still talk to him. I don't have anything against him personally.
No,
I
it's
don't
not.
think. It's
no,
just
it's not.
very
We
annoying
wouldn't talk to him.
me.
He wouldn't talk to us.
Yeah,
Obviously.
that's very well. Yeah, he's proven that.
If he hears
yeah.
this episode.
yeah, he's a big fan. So
Yeah, so he'll be in.
we've kind of ruined that now.
Next
Yeah.
week.
So anyway, Mick Mars next week.
Later.
On that note, don't take yourself too seriously out there, people. Let's have fun. Let's poke. If you can't poke fun at yourself, you're just garbage. So, anyways, see you next time.
Later.
Be sure to subscribe, rate, and review wherever you listen to podcasts. Thanks for listening, and see you next week on the Musicians Talk Show.